Well, I think this is the first time I've ever had a video that's been a request. So I'm going to just run through, very briefly, because it's not a very complicated system, just how the shotgun start system works on the Marshall. I'm also going to show you another couple of little bits, so I've taken the engine covers off of it. And I can show you some bits that were in the fixing the fuel problem video, but at a pretty poor angle, so it should be better this time. So I'll show you the main parts. It's quite sunny outside, so it's a bit dark at this end. You see the front panel's off. This here is the breech. Nice big block. That piece is supposed to unscrew out, and there's supposed to be like a gauze built into it. I can't actually see if there is or not. I did put a spanner on there, but it didn't want to move, so I'm not going to mess with it. So that's where the shotgun cartridge lives, in there. I'm not going to fire it today on this video. Well, we might at the end. We'll put it back together again. When you fire it, the blast or the gas, and obviously I'm just going to reiterate something about the shotgun cartridge while I think about it. That cartridge has no shot and it has no wadding in it. Now, the people were complaining in the shotgun start video, it's not a shotgun start. If it doesn't have a shotgun, it doesn't have any shot in it. Well, that is a 12 bore shotgun cartridge, but it's a blank. Now, a normal 12 bore shotgun cartridge would have powder probably to about there. This is all powder. This is a really big charge. If you buy a normal 12 bore saluting blank, they're about that long, and they're just powder. These got an awful lot of powder in there. The powder in these as well, I don't think it's normal shotgun powder. I think it's actually the sort of stuff they use in 50 caliber. So it produces an awful lot of gas, and it's the gas that's important. It's not the explosion itself, it's the generation of the gas that does the work. So I'm going to pop that back in there and wait for a minute. The gas, when it's generated in here, goes down this nice shiny new pipe. Now, the reason it's nice and shiny and new, last year I had a bad cartridge. It didn't go off, but it did chuck some powder down into the pipe. I didn't think, I was in a rush. I was rushing to try and get it started to get out and round in the arena. I should have done it. There's a few things I could have done to help matters, but I didn't. And I put another cartridge in, hit it off, and basically 1.5 load of powder went off inside this pipe. The problem was, the pipe that was on here was an old pipe, and it was corroded inside. And it split about here. It blew a piece out. This bit was bent so high, and this is stainless steel on this one, I don't know what the old one was. That was touching here. It was all blown apart down here. And the actual side panel that sits along on here now is actually slightly bent out. I've bent it back a bit, but it's still bent out a bit. So I was very, very lucky. I wasn't hurt, nobody else was hurt, other than my ears were ringing for 20 minutes. It was so loud. But yeah, lesson learnt. We've got a nice new pipe on there and a lot more careful. So the blast comes down here into this block. This block here goes into the cylinder head, and there's a gallery in the cylinder head that goes up behind this. And this is the decompressor. I can't push it by hand, but if I put that round, the decompressor cable goes onto there, and it push back, the engine's decompressed. When it's released, it's got compression. And that's quite important. That's why we have to set the flywheel before you power start it. You set it on one turn, so that's opened, so it lets the gas into the cylinder, and then closes it, and the cylinder can compress. Now here, I'll show you in there. You see the hole going into the gallery. Lots of soot and rubbish in there. What normally sits there is this. This is the power start valve. So you see the valve's open at the moment, and it's got a hole there and a hole there. That, when it's screwed in here normally, you've got to take this off to be able to take the panels off. So normally, if you're hand starting it and the decompressor is pushed that way, it allows the engine to breathe out of these holes. it would breathe up here as well if the cartridge breech was undone and there was no cartridge in it. What you do, you push this in and twist it and then let it pull out, and it seals this valve on the back. So that valve there, if I just, oh God, this is getting stiff. There we go. So you can see that's sealed now. That's in the power start position. That's in the hand start position. So it's literally, that's your changeover. If you leave it in the hand start position when you set the cartridge off, all of the blast comes out of here, and it makes everybody's ears ring. And honestly, that is about as much as I can tell you about the power start system, because that's how it works. It's that simple. This valve diverts or closes off the atmospheric breathing for the engine, and the power start just forces gas from combustion of gunpowder or shooter's powder, if someone's going to pick me up on that, into the engine. This lever here pushes the decompressor in, which is a valve that's just in the cylinder head. If you watch the repairing the water leak video, you'll actually see the other side of that valve. This cable is normally attached on there, and that goes up to the flywheel, to the threaded section with the wheel. So you can see, well, that's near where it falls off. So these are the grooves. That wheel sits in the grooves, so you can set how many turns the engine does. Power start is 1, hand start is 3. I don't know why you'd want 5. So yeah, that's the only other thing I can show you for the power start is this. So that's the head, it screws onto there. That's the bit you hit with the hammer. When you go doink and it goes bang and starts. And it literally, I don't know if you can see that pin moving in the bottom of there, that's the firing pin. So nice and simple. Well, we've got it off, the rest of the head, that's where the heat wick, glow plug, whatever you want to call it, screws in. It's you unscrew that out and it decompresses the engine, so it's easy to, I've just moved it out of the workshop without starting it by putting it in gear and turning it over with that out. Obviously fuel injector line. You got bottom of the exhaust elbow. That there is just a drain for oil, because oil gets in the exhaust. We've got an oiling pipe there that oils the cylinder, the piston rings. 2 of the 4 radiators. It's all convection cooling, there isn't any water pump in it. It does have a fan, but no water pump. Yeah, it's oil filler, dipstick, oil priming pump, fuel filter you know about because we've had issues, and here's the oil filter, which I'm going to take the lid off and make sure it's not too dirty, because there's oil always running down that side of the tractor, and I'm wondering if it's not flowing the oil through the filter properly back into the sump, because it doesn't. It is a constant loss system, but it does scavenge oil back to the oil tank, whereas I don't ever seem to get any dirt oil in the oil tank, so I'm not sure if it's really working on this one. But I do get a lot of, what you see, just how greasy and oily this is all down this side. That's a clutch actuator, another oil pump, oil line to one of the ones to the crank, and yeah, we got a big old air filter, and there's a gasket under there and a set of reed valves, which is to do with the way the engine runs, being a 2-stroke. But I think that's pretty much all I can show you, because there isn't really anything else. I was told by a guy, and whether this is right or not, these tractors, the Series 2s, have 66 moving parts. That's it. So the whole engine, the gearbox, everything, 66 moving parts in the condition that mine is in, with no winch or PTO or anything like that on it. Anyway, thank you for watching this video with the Marshall. I'm going to put it all back together again now and check the oil filter. The sun's doing my head in, it's dark every time I move. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video.